Hi, my name's Amelie McLain. I play Little Pale Girl in Terrifier 2, and you're watching Pop Culture with Pat.
Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. So, yes, Halloween might be done, but we are still going to be talking about spooky things today. I'm really excited to have today's guest on the show, Amelie McLain. She plays the little pale girl in Terrifier 2. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Amelie.
Thank you for letting me come. I'm so excited.
Yeah, welcome. And first off, congratulations to you, to the rest of the cast. Uh, Terrifier 2 has kind of become the little horror film that could. It started off getting, I think it was like just like the 1 week that it was gonna or weekend it was gonna be in theaters, and then it's just like it's gotten more releases like each week. It's gotten pushed brought back because of the fans. So congratulations to you and the rest of the cast.
Yeah, it's definitely blown up. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah. So to start things off, just to kind of get a little background on your journey, what kind of like inspired you to get into acting into the first place?
Well, I started acting about 3 years ago, and one of my close friends was actually an actress, and she really inspired me. And then she started coaching me a little bit, and then I started auditioning for things. So, yeah, that's how I kind of started.
Awesome. Oh, that's really cool. So you had a friend that kind of got you into it.
Yeah.
Was there like growing up, was there any like movies or TV shows or anything that you remember like watching that you kind of were like, this is something that I'm like maybe interested in or wanting to do, or is it just kind of like your friend that really got you interested in acting?
Well, I really loved like any sort of Disney movies. I was always obsessed with like Disney and like TV shows. I would always watch them right when I would wake up. So seeing those people on that screen, it kind of just made me want to be up there and made me want to be that type of person. And I think Terrifier 2 was a great start for that.
Yeah, I mean, what a difference to go from
Yeah,
watching Disney movies to going in starring in Terrifier too.
exactly.
So, and can you just talk a little bit about how did you end up getting the role of the little pale girl in Terrifier 2? How did that whole thing come about for you?
Yeah, so my mom originally got the audition and she was like, "Hey, you're gonna be auditioning for this." And I was like, "Okay." It was crazy. So I auditioned and my mom was like, "Hey, the director reached out, like he's interested in you, but you're gonna have to wear contacts, you're gonna have to get your hair all teased up, wear these dentures, this crazy outfit." And I was like, "This is a lot." I was honestly a little bit nervous, like meeting Art the Clown, meeting David and just being this crazy character. But I took the job and I'm so glad I did because this is just a wonderful experience and David's the sweetest person. So yeah, that's kind of how I got the role.
Yeah, and so as far as the hair and makeup process, because I mean, you look awesome in the movie. Like when you first show up, the first scene, I was like, this little girl is really creepy, just like kind of hanging out in like the background. So the hair and makeup and everything, it looked great. So what was the process like getting transformed into a little pale girl for you?
Well, in the makeup chair, getting all my makeup on was about 2.5 hours and getting it off was like three. So I sat in that chair for a long time, but I would get my hair all teased up. I had like tons of people working on me from all different sides. And I was had to wear sclera contacts, which cover your entire eye. And that was crazy getting those in. And then some of the different contacts I couldn't even see in. So I was like walking around, I couldn't see anything. I had to get people guiding me around. But it was so fun. And when I looked in the mirror after I had gotten my makeup done for the first time, I was like, whoa, I was not expecting that.
Did you ever like? Because I know sometimes I've talked to people. Did you ever like scare yourself or freak yourself out? Like when you looked in the mirror, just being like, "Whoa, who's that?"
Yeah, definitely. When I would like walk by the mirror, oh, I was like, whoa, I would scare myself.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I mean, it looks like it was a pretty detailed like makeup job. Now, have you done like anything like that before, or was this kind of like the first time getting all those like prosthetics and everything done?
Well, on my first movie, I did get a few prosthetics, like a little scar and some stuff on my face, but nothing compared to this.
Not to this level. So it must have been fun, but I'm sure yeah, it must have been a little challenging, like you said, having some of the contacts on where you couldn't see or anything like that, but it sounded like you had people kind of guiding you around the set and stuff like that.
Yeah, everyone was definitely helping and making sure everything was done right, which is good.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. Now, as far as playing the character, and we'll just kind of I'll say this like right here. If you guys haven't seen the movie, make sure you go and check it out. It's still playing in theaters. It's actually when I first saw it, I had to go probably about like a half an hour, so it wasn't too bad because I know a lot of people aren't able to see it. Well, now they can't where it's on streaming, but for theaters, I was able to see it. But now it's actually playing like pretty close to me, which is nice. But make sure you guys check it out because we're probably going to talk a little bit of spoilers here. So I just want to give that heads up to you guys. So watch the movie, come back and watch the rest of this. But your character doesn't have any lines in the film, just kind of like art. So was there any challenge for you in playing a character that doesn't speak any lines and relies solely on like facial expressions and just like hand gestures to communicate?
Yeah, that was definitely hard, especially at first. When I first walked into this, I was like, this seemed like a challenge. But when I had like downtime or when I was getting my makeup done, I would watch David from the sidelines and I would kind of try to mimic his facial expressions. And that's what I did for my first few scenes. And then once I kind of got that down, I tried to add my own little flair to it. And obviously the director, Damien, he really, really helped me. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. And I was gonna say, so as far as did you do as far as preparing to help yourself get into character as the little pale girl, did you do anything like particular in order to do that, to get into that like mindset?
I actually would, this is kind of funny. I would stare into the mirror and I would just do these faces, all my faces that I did in the movie. I would just practice them in the mirror, and that's really what helped me.
That really helped you?
Yeah.
That's funny. Did anyone else because I know I had asked you like you looked and saw yourself in the mirror and you kind of scared yourself a couple times. Was there anyone else on set while you were in makeup that you kind of like freaked out or scared because they didn't know maybe you were like right there or like around the corner or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely, especially my family members. I don't think they were ready for that once they saw me. I definitely scared them coming around the corner, jump scared them a few times.
That's hilarious. And you kind of talked about David a little bit. So you and David, you make quite the dynamic duo in Terrifier 2. Can you just talk about working with him and did he give you like any kind of advice?
Yeah, I honestly don't think there could have been anyone better than David for me. I feel like especially right when we first met, we just clicked. Like our personalities just clicked, and I feel like he really wants the best for me, and he really wanted to make sure that I was comfortable, and he would give me coaching lessons. He would teach me all these facial expressions. Yeah, he would definitely help me with that, and even like behind the scenes, I would just I've seen old photos where I'm just like playing on my iPad and he's just sitting beside me and I'm just showing him everything. So we would definitely like hang out all the time and we're very close.
Yeah, no, it seems like he's a great guy. I'm hoping to get David, on the channel a little bit to talk about the movie. And it must have been nice for you where he plays a character, Art the Clown, that is the same exact thing. He doesn't talk. He uses like facial expressions, hand gestures, and stuff like that. So that did that help you quite a bit? And kind of you said like watching him and learning how to portray your own character.
Yeah, that's the main way I did it was just watching him, honestly.
Yeah, I love the little interactions with you guys, especially like when you guys would play like patty cake. That was that was just like the funniest thing. Now was that something, do you know, was that like in the script or is that something that you guys kind of just like did like in the moment?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was something we just kind of did. I think the director was like, why don't, Damien was just like, why don't you guys just start playing patty cake? And we just went at it. And that was so fun. I loved that night. We made so many jokes, so many fun memories.
Yeah, I know it looks like it was a lot of fun. And do you have, because I mean you share a number of different scenes with him, do you have a favorite scene in the film working with David?
Yeah, Definitely. My favorite scene is the possum scene with the guts. That was so fun. We dug up into that possum and I was shoving those guts into my mouth. We had so much fun with that. And behind the scenes, we would joke around and play with it. And it was so fun. What about you? Do you have a favorite scene?
I was actually going to say, I think that scene, because we first see you guys, I believe it's when you're introduced in the like the laundromat like scene, if I remember correctly. Like that was the first scene that you popped up. But I think I want to say I think it might be the hall scene where he runs into the hallway and sees you guys just playing with the possum and starts like playing that. I think just because it like caught me off guard, I was like, oh my God, and you guys are just like playing this dead possum. So I think that might be one of my favorite ones from the film, like as well. What was yeah, because you guys obviously there was a lot of blood, guts, and gore in this movie. What was like used for like the possum? Like what were you guys kind of like playing with?
It was some sort of mixture of strawberry sauce, like chocolate sauce, like it was like strawberry sauce, and
Yeah.
I had to eat it. It tasted a little funky, but yeah.
Well, at least if it's strawberry sauce, at least like mixture, at least it somewhat had to have tasted. I guess it
Yeah,
could have been worse.
it could. It definitely could.
So that's awesome. Yeah, the movie, I mean, it's been doing so well. We talked about that. It's been doing so well in theaters. Now it's on streaming. Um, you guys have gotten praise from people like Stephen King. I know there's been several others that have, praised the movie as well. And there's people I saw that have already been dressing up as your character at conventions for Halloween. So what's been the reaction for you since the movie's come out personally?
I love it all. I love seeing everybody cosplaying as me. I love all the art. I spend hours just like looking at these things. That just amazes me that people want to dress up as my character. And even people have been getting tattoos of the little pale girl. That's shocking to me. I love it.
Yeah, because this is this the first character that you've had that happen where you've had so many fans, doing this kind of thing, like dressing up and stuff like that?
And I wasn't expecting it. It just blew up all of a sudden. And this is definitely the first character where that's happened for me.
Well, hey, congratulations. Yeah, I mean, I've seen like the art. I know like on your account, some of the stories of people, dressing up and things like that. And I believe, are you going to be start doing like conventions and stuff like that, like in the future?
Yeah, I am. I'm so excited. So hope to see everybody there.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I mean, I'm a big horror fan myself. So that the horror fan base is probably one of the most passionate fan bases out there. You can tell there's a lot of people that really love the movie. So I think you're gonna have a lot of fun, and I'm sure you'll see a lot of little pale girls when you start doing the conventions and stuff like that. So I think you'll really dig it. Um, Looking back on the movie, Amelie, what's your favorite, like do you have like any favorite memories or memory from just like being on set?
Yes, this is such a funny story. I love telling it. So, you know that one scene where Art has the mashed potatoes and he smears it on the mom's face.
Yep.
So, the story is it was cold. We were shooting in New York and it was like January, I think. It was winter and it was freezing and they had this whole like craft table of all these snacks set up. And I was hungry. I wanted something. So I went over there and I found a box of I found a bowl of mashed potatoes. And I made them for myself. I ate the whole thing. That they were good. And then Damien comes in and he goes, where's the mashed potatoes, you guys? We need the mashed potatoes for the next scene. And me and my mom just look at each other and we were
Whoops.
debating telling them. We didn't want to tell him, but we finally told him and he was sweet about it. He was like, oh no, it's fine. But I ate the mashed potatoes. They had to go get more.
So you ate the mashed potatoes that were supposed to be smeared, like originally supposed to be smeared in the mom's face?
Kid. I'm
That's
guilty.
funny. That's a great story though. Yeah, no, if I remember correctly, because I had Lauren on here, it was like 2 years ago, because I think you guys had maybe just gotten done finishing filming the movie, or it was like pretty close. There might have been like reshoots or something like that. And I feel like I remember her telling me that it was pretty cold when they were shooting, which, yeah, New York can definitely get pretty chilly, especially like in the fall and winter time. So, but that's awesome. So I'm sure you guys must have had quite a few like memories like on the set. It looks like that it would have been a fun film just to work like on like overall.
Yeah, it was such a fun film. I loved every moment of it.
Now, so for you, so this is just kind of like a hypothetical like question. So if the little pale girl could jump into any other horror movie and hang out with some of the other horror icons, who do you think she would want to meet and why?
Oh, that's a good question. Hmm. Oh my gosh.
I feel like she
Wait.
would, it would be funny to see her just because of the clown aspect. I feel like it would be funny to see like her with Pennywise from like,
Yep. That's honestly that was what I was gonna say. I feel like they would hit it off with each other.
yeah, although where she doesn't talk, yeah, she'd be doing like all the talking. But I think,
Yeah,
yeah, they would make a pretty good pair.
they would. I agree.
Now, Amelie, are you personally, are you like a horror fan like yourself? Do you watch any horror movies, or is this kind of your like first experience with like horror?
This is kind of my first experience. I did see Terrifier 2 3 times. So yeah. But honestly, after seeing it, I kind of want to jump into the horror a little bit. I enjoyed it. It was a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, yeah. I'll say so you got to see it. Did you see it like at like your home or did you get to like did you go with like a theater with like your parents or anything like that?
Well, the first time I saw it at the premiere in New York with everybody else. So that was super fun. And then I went and saw it with some of my friends. My grandma, I went and saw it with. She brought all her friends. They were all gagging, hiding behind their blankets. So yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it at theaters a lot.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I imagine it's definitely it's a fun movie to see. When I saw it the first time in the theater was pretty much like sold out. Like there wasn't really like any empty seats. So I feel like it's a really fun movie to see with a big crowd. So did you after the movie or like once the movie finished like on the screen outside of like the premiere because obviously like, people knew that you were in there, but like seeing it with other times did you have like people coming up to you like after the movie was done and like talking about it?
Yeah, there were this one time there were a ton of people and they were so sweet. It was like the best. I had like maybe 5 people and they wanted like photos and they just wanted to talk to me and it was so genuine. I loved it.
Yeah, no, like I said, the horror genre has some of the I think greatest fans like out there. So once you get a chance to like meet more of them, I think that you'll definitely have fun. And hopefully, yeah, we get to see you do more horror stuff. I think it's just like such a fun genre to do, especially something like this where Terrifier, where you just have like it's so crazy with all the stuff going on in the film. You got like the blood guts and stuff like that. So it looks like gross when you're watching it, but I imagine as like an actor getting to, play around with that kind of stuff, it can be a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. I love horror. I love doing horror. I'm definitely open to more horror.
Awesome. Well, hey, Amelie, thank you so much. It was great, having you on and getting to talk about the movie and getting a little, behind the scenes, from you. So I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule and coming on here to talk about the film.
Of course, I loved it. Hi, my name's Amelie McLain. I play Little Pale Girl in Terrifier 2, and you're watching Pop Culture with Pat.